Great. Hello, hello, hello. Hey.
Settings.
Hello, hello.
All right, let's do that again.
All right.
So, tip for anyone using Zoom, if you are monkeying around with your output device and you switched it to something else, make sure you switch it back.
That makes sense.
Okay, great. People are saying on the chat they can hear. Awesome. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Gilbert Guerrero. I am one of the co-directors of Shapeshifters Cinema, and I am thrilled to welcome Kadet Kuhne, our featured artist for tonight. We're going to have an informal Q&A to talk about the work and anything else that comes up. First, I'll say I'm thrilled to say this again. Thank you so much for your brilliant work. It was an excellent show tonight. And let's catch people up. We were just talking about your newest piece, which for everyone in the audience, that was the very first piece that screened tonight. Tell me a little bit about the elements that we saw tonight. Uh-oh, wait, I can't hear you. You're muted. That was the very first piece.
I'm hearing a huge delay.
Oh, do you have YouTube on somewhere else? The elements. Turn that off, because I can hear myself in the background.
Yeah, I know. It was like double layer. Okay, let's try it.
Wait, I can't hear you. You're muted.
It's a super huge delay.
That was the very first piece.
Let me call right back. Delay.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Oh, do you have YouTube on somewhere else? The elements. Turn that off. All right. While we wait for Kadet Kuhne, I will just say that we do have another show coming up next Sunday. We will be hosting McGuire with a piece entitled Cuckoo Suite for Voice and Guitar.
All right.
Okay. How's my audio? Can you hear me all right?
It's beautiful.
Perfect.
Thanks everyone for hanging in there.
So thank you again. Really excited to have you back. You are one of our alumni.
Proud to be alumni. Thank you. Thank you so much for continuing to make shows happen and encouraging me to make new work.
Awesome. So yeah, let's talk about that first piece. And just so everyone knows that the first piece is brand new. And yeah, just tell me a little more about that.
Yeah, so again, unmuted. The title is Sim, and it's in collaboration with Ying Herng Chia. I worked with Ying, she's an incredible animator. And I wanted to make a piece that was reflective of sort of individual resistance as collaboration and interdependence for positive change. So working with reaching out into sort of tentacular structures and the sort of, adaptive transformation.
And the collaboration in your work, how does that come about?
In general, or this piece?
I'm just curious, yeah, in general, that seems to be a key element to your work. The either appearance of other artists or other involvement.
Yeah, it's I love working with other people and creating works that I otherwise wouldn't be able to make myself, and to sort of envision ideas and bring in other people's ideas. For example, animating is and sort of graphic design work I really love. And yeah, it's just kind of expanding the vision with other people.
Cool. One of the things I was just watching on the chat, everyone was really into your sound, and they were making sure they were being good audience members and community members and telling each other, put your headphones on, you've got to hear it all. I found your work to be very immersive. There's this kind of quiet, deep moment that you create, and really drawing the viewer in a way it's very different than a lot of other work, I think. Just because it's so, there's something delicate about it, and then also very you just get kind of sucked into this world that you've created. Maybe tell me, I'm just curious, about your sound first. How do you architect that part of it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm really, I started off in sound and composing through creating ambiences for games and not relying on traditional composition. And so, I thought in terms of layers and textures first, and creating spaces that you could exist in for long periods of time that would have sort of a subconscious effect on you. And so for some of my videos where the figures are contained or restrained, the idea is with the sonic architectures to create a sense of spaciousness and calm, to create counterpoint to the kind of overtly restrictive physical states, to represent the sort of resilience of the mind and the ability of the mind to endure. So yeah, I think a lot about the sort of psychological arc and how to represent that with sound, and sort of take the viewer on a journey is my goal. So I have to look at the chat feed. Thanks everybody for commenting and enjoying the sound. It's so enjoyable to make it. It's sort of my church. So
I really like that idea of these really intense kind of restricted spaces, and the feeling of calm that you talked about. I feel like that's something I know I deal with on a daily basis, which is just learning to breathe.
Exactly.
Because we are in these tight situations, and you can't lose hope. But also just thinking about trauma as well, and being able to breathe, mm-hmm. and in that moment, and find the quiet and the space is really interesting. I'm just mostly thinking about the dental work that I had done recently. Dental implants. I don't know if anybody else has done that, but it involved a lot of oral surgery and a lot of being conscious while there was a lot of bone being scraped and things like that. But I felt the same, what you're talking about, there, which was don't jump up and start screaming. You know, the inability to move. You know, also, and then just falling kind of backward inside my mind to cope. You know, to just breathe and I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's a tangent, but I'm just relating kind of personal, at least a relationship that I think I had to your work.
Mm. Yeah, it was definitely one of the main aims of my pieces that have the individuals in, you know, restricted positions is to sort of remind us of our breath and finding that pause. With the new piece, I'm wanting to take that sort of resilience and sort of individual activism and represent, then branching that out to others. And yeah, how do we then create sort of, you know, inspired by the book Emergent Strategies, how do we create deep relationships that that create change, you know, through those kinds of grooves?
Sure. So how is the just thinking about COVID and yeah, restrictions and lockdowns, how has that affected your work?
You know, I'm home all the time, and I'm here working on sound as a day job. And the positive side of that is it's allowed me to really focus on building up my studio and wiring things and pulling out old toys and whatnot that I had kind of long stashed away. So it hasn't been easy with you know, having a son here who's homeschooling and you know, just managing the all that, you know, all that there is to manage when there's a global pandemic around you. But as of recently, I feel like the time spent here and investing in my space is really starting to kind of reap benefits that I feel like I'm just able to now tap into. And thanks really to hosting a show, there's nothing like a deadline to make new work happen. And it's just really great to be able to still reach out to people and share work and have this forum to create dialogue with. And, you know, yeah, as a sort of jumping off point for this new piece, it's a work in progress. I really want to develop it into a interactive VR series. And so I think because COVID is so challenging, having this deadline was just incredibly helpful. So thank you.
Great. We can create some more deadlines for you.
Okay, yeah, do it.
Yeah, so just thinking about live performances and yeah, getting back to that when and if we do, how is this you know, what was the experience like, I guess, at least preparing this work, knowing that it was going to be live streamed versus doing this in front of a live audience, and how do you feel about, like, you know, work that's done for you know, a single viewer versus the aspect of doing something kind of live or performative? I don't know. Is there a difference for you? Or?
There's definitely a difference, but it doesn't feel. It still feels like I'm doing it for an audience, and I still feel the sense of connection to the sense of people watching this at the same time and having a collective experience. And although, you know, you're not looking at people in the eyes and feeling the energy in the room, as it were, but you know, so much of my life is virtual now, and kind of has been. I've been working remotely for, you know, most of my career, And so I find all these sorts of connections really meaningful. And knowing that there was a moment in time where this was taking place, that felt like an event to me, and a sort of live. Yeah, so it's more connecting than just posting work online, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, that was our kind of original thinking with this, was like, how do we not replace our live shows, but at least try to stay connected to our audiences, the community that we've built, and how do we give people, that same feeling of like a shared experience or collective experience, right? I think there are a lot of other groups out there also trying all sorts of different ways to do this. I've been really happy with the chattiness of YouTube. Mm-hmm. It's a little distracting if it's like on trying to share the screen with the work. So I tend to have two devices going. One where I can watch, and one where I can like, watch people kind of chat and
yeah. I think it's awesome. I'm able to see more shows in some ways than I was before, because I'm a parent. I'm home a lot of the evenings, and so I really hope that an element of this continues. Now everybody's sort of set up for it, or a lot of people are. So yeah, I really hope this continues, and it's great for accessibility as well for people who don't find it so easy to get out, or so I think it's wonderful. And I think it's just, it's exciting. As I was walking over to Shapeshifters today, I was just thinking, like, against all odds, like, we need to create, and we need to connect and share work. And it's very heartening to see the ways that people are making it happen in safe ways.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge to try to keep this going. At least in the way that we want to do this. But the important thing is to stay safe, really. We don't need to have people, big crowds in our space. Like, that's the safety of those people is more important. Mm-hmm. I don't have any other real like burning questions, and I don't have a script, obviously. Is there anything you want to share? Anything else you want to share with the audience out there?
I'd love to give a shout out to the collaborators, in case any viewers didn't read any notes. So the first piece I mentioned is by Ying Herng, Chia, in collaboration with Ying, and then Kaima Proton and Kaima Plex were the next two pieces, and I worked with the graphic designer Graham Akins. And another piece, Voids, the video was by Christopher O'Leary, and he used custom software and animated images. I believe all pieces have elements. Yeah, all pieces have frame by frame animation and editing. And then the last piece, Null Extension, my partner Carson was the willing suspended being. So I just want to give a shout out to her.
That's awesome. Thank you so much again. It's really great to be able to experience your work again, and to be able to share that with everyone out there. It's exciting that we are giving people the chance to be able to see this work. Just like you're saying, being able to see all sorts of things now, because it's all going online, I guess. So thank you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Shapeshifters has been going strong and is such a source of inspiration. So thank you so much, Gilbert.
Thanks. All right, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to switch back to our slideshow. And we'll see everybody next Sunday.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.